Today, I want to talk about the importance of movement variety. And when I started my journey as a sports performance coach, this was something that I found very overwhelming in the beginning. So when we're looking at training the body, we want to train the body as a whole. We need to train lower body, upper body, and core. But within those core portions, we also need to train it in different ways. So we need to hinge, we need to squat, we need to lunge, we need to march. Then for the upper body, we've got to push and pull, but we also have to move in horizontal and vertical planes. When we train the core, it can get even more complicated because you need flexion, rotation, lateral flexion, extension, and anti-movement. With all those movement patterns, we also need to take other considerations, such as, are we moving explosively? Are we going to use high load? Are we going to move slow and controlled? Are we going to use unilateral, which means single arm, single leg? And are we going to move in different planes of motions, forwards, backwards, up, down, left, and right? So what would happen when I try and take in all these considerations at once? I would get a list of 100 different movements. And I'd wonder, how can I stick this all into a 1-week training routine? Then I suddenly overtraining, doing workouts that were too complicated, and I wasn't getting the results I expected. What I did from there was zoomed out and looked at my training at a bigger picture. So if we have a training block that is 1 month, when we want to take all these things into consideration, we can split them up over multiple training blocks. So if we're looking at something like a squat, we don't have to do an explosive squat, a high load squat, a slow and control, a unilateral, and move in different planes. We don't need to fit that all into one single training week. We can fit that in over multiple training blocks. This is how you take into consideration everything, but also not try and do everything at once.